Good morning, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101. And today we'll be going over something intergalactic, something spacey, something that will shoot for the stars and land on the moon, so to speak, okay? We'll be talking about Virgin Galactic Holdings, okay? Virgin Galactic Holdings. And the reason why I'm going to do this particular stock during this time, because next month, they're really going to be doing some big things with their business. Their stock is slightly under $20. So it's a stock that most people can come in at a really good price point. We're either going to buy some options or you're going to actually invest a large share in this particular stock. So let's get into it. Let's go over to Robinhood. So here we go. Virgin Galactic Holdings. Now, we understand they're not that old. They just got released, the initial public offering back in 2019. And right now, they are up from the 5-year mark, which is not 5 years, more like a year, okay? 54% the last year, was 49%, roughly 50%. The last 3 months, they've been down 3.3%. The last month, they've been down 15.43%. The last week, they've been down roughly 8%. And then today, they were up a little bit higher than this, but they're at roughly a little just under 1%, okay? So let's get into it. Let's see what they have here for us. Virgin Galactic Holdings engages in the manufacture of advanced air and space vehicles and provision of space flights services for private individuals and researchers. It designs spaceships which can fly anyone to space safely without the need for expertise or exhaustive time-consuming training. The company was founded on May 5th, 2017, and is headquartered in Las Cruces, New Mexico. I thought about space travel. I thought about this when they was first offering it to regular people, but I think only the richest of rich can actually afford this when they first came out. I don't know how much the ticket price are now, but I know when they first released this was like $250,000. Now, some of you may have $250,000, but you're not going to use that on a space ticket to literally go out through the spatial orbit, go out through the atmosphere and look at Earth, maybe can glance at the sun, maybe see the moon, and they may give you a telescope to look at Mars or something. You're like, okay, I paid $200. Oh, what an experience. I'm out of space. There's no gravity. I can float. Once you get over that, you're like $250,000. And then, of course, they may have space snacks like what the people in NASA use, right? They may give you some dried ice cream, a dried fish sandwich. But I'm not saying, but there are going to be a lot of people that's going to jump on this. Because, you know, think about it. I'm a Star Wars fan. I like Star Wars, a really good series or whatever. And a lot of people may get inside their mind and go out and spend this type of money. Hopefully no one is going to add up their credit cards and try to use this particular money. Anyway, they have roughly 900 employees. What else is significant here? Oh, look at this. The 52-week high is $42.49. Today, they're $16.89. So let's go back to the line chart. Over the past year, let's see what occurred here. So again, they released in October of 2019, and their stock was performing tremendously well. Their stock was doing absolutely tremendous. So February 19, 2020, this year, they were up 247%. Then they started to decline, okay? I may want to do a little bit more research to see, because this is before, well, this is in the midst of COVID. Now, COVID, we know, really hit hard in March. But they started to decline late February, it looks like. Late February. Maybe they got some information, but most companies around this time frame, usually March though, right here. You see March, but they were already declining before March. But that doesn't mean that the stock is going to stay where they landed. You guys see what I did? Galactic, their space, they landed. Okay, whatever. All right, here are their related lists, or AKA their collections. Now up here, they changed a lot of things. On Robinhood, if you notice, there's a huge update They're using a lot of avatars or thumbnails, so to speak, I guess to make it more colorful and more youthful for millennials and other young investors, but nonetheless, a very valuable tool. It's listed on the 100 most popular 2019 IPOs, industrials, New Mexico, and transportation and construction service. I've never seen this particular collection, but that's very interesting. Now, their earnings. As you see, late 2014, they were down, and as Q1 happened, that's when February they actually did very, very well. And right here is not a straight line. They slightly, very slightly went down on Q2, but we're going to see they're expected after November 10th. Now, also in this space, Nikola's been doing pretty well, pretty good. They soared, I want to say 50%. While the stock market was really doing horrible last week, but they're doing really, really well. They're up 24%. And you know, I got to visit. I just have to visit there really quickly. Let's see. Their past week, they went up 930. But look at this, ladies and gentlemen. So here we are, September 8th, and these guys are still going up, up, up. They just shot up out of nowhere. Because last week they were down, let's see, $39. Now they're up $44, so they roughly up $5. That's pretty good. So they did a major move, and I've already covered Nikola, and I actually had Nikola, but I'm not going to lie, I like Neo better because don't forget we invested at Neo, and I say we the smart ones, we who had the information, we invested at Neo when it was around $3, and then I sold a lot of options with Neo when it hit $20 or $18.30, okay? So let's go over to Market Watch and learn a little bit more about Virgin Galactic Holdings, okay? Let's see what's so significant about this company that we should actually invest in. All right, they 52-week range went from $6.90 to $42.40. They're a company that's slightly operating out of debt with an EPS of 0.97%. Their short interest is 34.84 million, which is not really that significant. Then it says 2020 is the year of the SPAC, yet traditional IPOs offer better returns, report finds. Why stocks are rising even as investors pull out from equity funds. What else is significant? Virgin Galactic will attract repeat space tourists, okay? So let's go into this story very quickly. I have another story I want to cover. But I think this is maybe a good. It says buy rating at 22 price target. Now, granted, this story I believe came out August 31st. I was reading. Yes, August 31st. So it says the findings from a survey. He asked people with high net worth about their interest in traveling into space. Roughly 35% to 40% have some interest. What more, he found that 78% of those with interest want to go more than once. So basically, they're going to have a large client returning customers, people who can actually afford this. Then they said sales should increase in 2021, and Chen calls for the backlog of tourists waiting to experience weightlessness remarkable. Remember I told you anti-gravity, like you can just float around. So some people are spending thousands, if not $100,000s of dollars to go float in space. I mean, there got to be a cheaper way. I mean, if I go to a cryogenic chamber, I freeze my butt off. Is it cheaper than going to Antarctica? Possibly so. It's probably just $100, $200 versus paying for an entire trip to go to an entire continent that's just ice. I'm just making a point, okay? He says the company is uniquely positioned to benefit from growing customers' interest towards luxury experiences, especially among high net worth individuals. He wrote his initiation research report. The company has about 600 reservations in hand. That's people with a lot of money. Good morning, Clan Killer. Good morning, 187. Chen's 22 price target is built from the opportunity for space tourism as well as hypersonic air travel. He sees $1 billion in space sales by 2030, but the company is also developing jets that can fly multiples of the speed of sound, cutting travel times from, say, New York to LA to less than a couple of hours, okay? So I want to say I used to take flights from Washington State to D.C., where I'm originally from. I would say it was around 4 to 5 hours. So if they can do flights, think about this. You can get from LA to New York in 2 hours. That's phenomenal. So again, this is one of those stocks that you should be looking to invest in long term. You buy in a low price point, buy low, sell high. That is how we make money, ladies and gentlemen. That is how we make money. Cohen thinks hypersonic travel could be $1 trillion business by 2050. See, anything that is innovation in travel and transportation, we have to understand, as in this country, in America, in the United States of America, travel is very, very old. That's why it takes time for new technologies and transportation to take very, very long. Remember when Obama was in office, he was trying to push the initiation of high-speed railroads. High-speed railroads like China, like Korea, even like some parts of London and China. I remember I went from London to Paris in the London Waterloo. It's a high-speed train that goes under the English Channel to Paris. To Paris, I believe. I might get it wrong. This is quite some time ago. But even back then, this was over 10 years ago. And this thing was going like 260 kilometers. I don't know what that equals to miles per hour, but it was going very, very fast. Let's just put it that way. So again, you have to understand that in order to make real good money, right? Take, for instance, you are 20, 30, or 40. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to invest $500 in this company. Okay, I'm going to invest $500 in this company, and I'm going to hold those shares, right? Because we're talking about 20, 30. We're talking about 10 years from now. So that's what I'm talking about. Let's think 10 years ahead, how much money your money could have multiplied. And I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back because you really need to understand what I'm talking about here, okay? You really need to understand what I'm talking about. I'm going to look up Amazon, okay? We're all familiar with Amazon. So I'm going to look up Amazon just to give you a price point perspective. Now, granted, unfortunately, this only goes back 5 years, okay? This only goes back 5 years. So I'm going to start off here. So I want you to think about this. 5 years ago, Amazon per share was $540. $540, okay? Today, Amazon is worth $3,100. If somebody told you for every $540 I give you, I'm going to give you in 5 years, I'm going to give you $3,100, $3,200, how many would have taken that deal? You probably would have said, okay, I have $10,000 in saving. Here's $5,000 because I know in 5 years, I'm going to get 3 times the amount. I'm going to get 4 times the amount. So we have to think with this and not with our emotions. I want you guys to start being analytical and critical thinkers when it comes to investments, because when you think with your emotions and every day you're up, you're down, you're up, you're down. And I'm going to give you a point here. We have to financially deconstruct. Right here, I've been down for the past week. Again, you know, look at this. In the past week, I've lost almost $2,000. And some investors are like, man, that's horrible. I have to understand that the market, again, is a fickle beast. It's very emotional. Okay, it's very emotional. So you may see my losses at $2,000, but I'm still investing in the market. I haven't sold anything. The only thing I've been doing is doing option trading. If you notice right here, if I go back, my buying availability is around $300 because I sold some options this morning before the market actually opened. Now, this is horrible. It doesn't do anything for me to take my money out because you will incur losses. Right now, I haven't incurred any losses because I haven't traded anything, okay? I haven't sold any of my stocks, and I haven't bought any stocks, and I'm still going to buy some. But if I go back past my 5 months, now it's a tally, okay? It's a sum of my past my future losses and my past earnings. But they say over the month, you only made $600. But now, again, if you guys been here for a while, I've shaved a lot of money off and bought particular things for my home. Because again, you buy low, you sell high, and you can actually pay yourself income. Eventually, you have to start paying yourself income off of some of your investment. You don't just invest, and you're just like, okay, I got $500,000 in my investment account, but I'm not making any real money, okay? Because again, if you guys was here in the beginning of the year, I took all my money out of Robinhood and I started all over again, okay? And I'll just show my 1 year. So my 1 year, probably like 4,000. Yeah, 4,000 because I have been losing. But again, I started late to build up this account to actually instruct and show people how to invest. Okay, so let's go back. Cohen thinks, again, hypersonic travel could be $1 trillion business by 2050. But don't forget, he see 1 billion in space sales by 2030. Even by that time that this is building up, that is going to rise. That is going to rise, just to let you guys know. Let's move on. Virgin Galactic spaceflight test set for October 22nd. Let's think about that for a while. So about a month and 3 weeks, they're going to have a test set for October 22nd. Let me break this down, how this can be profitable for some of us, and it could probably be bad for others. Meaning this, if that test goes well, that stock is going to rise. If that test goes well, that stock is going to rise. If that stock doesn't, if that test doesn't go well, the stock is definitely going to decrease in price. But it can still be profitable on both ends. Meaning, so two ways, options. You can do a long-term option, right, all the way throughout October to November. And I probably would set it probably November 3rd, right before the election, because people start getting real finicky with their money, like who's going to be president. If Donald Trump is going to be president, then my stocks are going to do well. If Joe Biden becomes president, my stocks are going to do horrible. So not let me invest during this time. So you're going to start seeing people pull money out the market if Joe Biden seems like he has an upper hand in the elections. So look out for that, because we understand that everything is tied to American politics, okay? American politics. And I would like to take this from Dr. Boyce Watkins. If I can remember who I read it or I saw it from, I like to give those guys credit. And he used the term WAP on this one, okay? He said, America tries to sell us wet ass pussy or white ass politics. And we need to understand, no matter which one you choose, is tied into the economy and tied into your pockets, okay? Because we understand that right now, certain entities of America, okay, white supremacists, race soldiers, etc., we are their hoes, they're our pimps. I'll just leave it like that. But everything ties into this money. If you're not educated on investment, if you're not educated on debt management, if you're not educated on raising your credit score, then please become educated. Please become enlightened. Please become informed. This is your way to freedom, okay? This is your way to freedom. There's some things that we really can't change, okay? There's some things we really can't change, but you can change the wealth. You can change the wealth in your family. You can change the wealth in your household, okay? So let's get on it. Let's get on it. We go back to this particular story right here, okay? We go back to this particular story. It says, the flight will be the first of two that Virgin Galactic has planned to complete testing of its spaceship to spacecraft system. The October 22nd date marks the beginning of a flight window, so the launch may happen in the following day. So, flight window, it may be a week. It may be no more than, should be no more than 2 weeks, but from October 22nd, we should be looking for a test flight. It would also be the first from the company's operating base out of Spaceport America in New Mexico. If you notice, they always fly out of like Florida, New Mexico, somewhere down south. While the crew launch will feature, and this something have to do with atmospheric pressure and trajectory of interactive space travel, whatever, it's better from there. I was like, shouldn't you just fly from Maine? Shouldn't you just fly from Canada? I'm no space guy, so don't quote me. Don't quote me. All right, excuse me. While the crew launch will feature just 2 test pilots on board, the second test flight will have 4 mission specialists inside the cabin. If both test flights succeed, Virgin Galactic expects to fly founder, senior Richard Branson, that's that British billionaire who bought that island, very rich guy. I'm pretty sure Jeff Bezos has an island somewhere, in the first quarter of 2021, marking the beginning of the company's commercial tourism service. So this is, dude, we're living in the future of space travel, or rather space tourism travel, or space tourism service travel, whatever you want to call it. It says, with the upper wealth bracket broadening, the market may be bigger than you think. Okay, basically people are getting richer. Okay, people are getting richer over the course of time. Now, let's move on to something as a little special bonus I want to give you guys. Ant. Now, some of you may be familiar with this technology company, okay? You might be familiar with this technology company because their technology is mainly connected to Garmin, is mainly connected to GPS. And I'm not going to read a lot of this. I'm just making you guys aware of this IPO. As you can read, Ant Group says it's shooting for a record-breaking $30 billion IPO by October. So I just want to make you guys very, very familiar. And Ant is also in financial services. Let me see where I read that at. It says Ant is valued at roughly $200 billion and will aim to sell 10% of its shares on Shanghai NASDAQ like Starboard and 5% on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. What else does it have? Oh, this is where it says Ant affiliate Alibaba. Listen, Alibaba, founded by Jack Ma, held the record for largest IPO 4 years until Saudi Aramco. They're talking about Alibaba. It says shattered in December, raising $26 billion. If successful, the Ant offering would not only break that record, but will become a crowning achievement in Beijing's ongoing attempt to lure Chinese tech companies back home to domestic exchanges. Meaning that a lot of tech companies in China have ran away from China and they listed themselves on the U.S. stock market. But they're saying if they do this, they're going to be more successful in bringing in Chinese companies back to China. Now, granted, this makes me think about Donald Trump. It does. I'm not going to lie. When he first came out, which got a lot of middle-class white Americans on his ticket, and lower-class white Americans on his ticket, he was talking about America this, America first, America that. He imposed a lot of tariffs on the Chinese government, or on the Chinese organization that was dealing on our stock market, so which really killed a lot of my Chinese stocks. So made me get away from that, made me kind of force me into investing into a lot of American stock, which I'm not opposed to. Is that they were doing a lot of good business regardless. Good business equals good share price, equals in some cases undervalued stocks where I like to invest, and then they become value, and that's where you make the money. Again, buy low, sell high. So with this, they're trying to gain some of their money back because who knows what may occur in the next couple of months here as the presidential elections and debates occur, okay? But it says here, Ant's success has been due in large part to the massive adoption of China of its mobile platform, Alipay. Think about this. Everything's connected. Again, Chinese Amazon. I'm going to say it and I'm going to say it again. Alibaba is the Chinese Amazon. Amazon has everything. Now, one of the companies that Amazon deals with is Concur, C-O-N-C-U-R, Concur. They handle a lot of Amazon's financial businesses, but I'm pretty sure, just like everything else, Amazon is either going to A, buy them out, B, build their own. Amazon is a large conglomerate. Amazon is a large innovation company where they either buy you out or they just create their own. They just create their own and say, you know what? Okay, well, if we can't buy you out, let's go find some software engineers and build our own. Let's go find some CFOs of large corporations, buy them out and have them come build our business. This is what they do. This is why they're a very profitable company. They understand that it's okay to operate out of debt when you're thinking about the future. When you're thinking about the future. See, we don't care that we lose money right here, but 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, we're going to times 10 the amount of money we have in the bank. That is how Amazon think, and that's why they are very, very successful. Let's move on. Ant Technology, you see right here, Ant Financial. Ant Financial. What is Ant affiliated with? Alibaba. I want you guys to start connecting these things, okay? And adaptive network topology. So you like topology. I got it down for you guys. Don't worry. And I'm going to bring it home. Topology, the study of geometric properties and spatial relations unaffected by the continuous change of shape or size of figures. Or, in simple words, topology is an area of mathematics which studies how space are organized and how they are structured in terms of position. It also studies how space are connected. It is divided into algebraic topology, differential topology, and geometric topology. This reminds me of map topology, okay? Map topology, because we're talking about Ant, we're talking about Garmin. All these things are intertwined. All these things are intertwined, okay? Here we go. In cartography and geology, a topological map is a type of diagram that has been simplified so that only vital information remains and the necessary detail have been removed. These map lack scale and distance and direction are subject to change and variation, but the relationship between points is maintained. Blah, 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 right? I just want to give you some more in-depth definition and information so you understand more about the technology, So here we go. It says here, what is ANT for GPS? ANT is a 2.4 gigahertz. Here's a huge thing about 2.4. 2.4 ain't going away for a long time. A lot of your smart devices are ran off a 2.4 wavelength. Now, a lot of the new smart devices are going off your 5G, but we have to understand 5G and the amount of land that it covers. Okay, it doesn't cover, it's very short in its dispersion of its spatial area that it covers. So in major cities, you'll have some 5G, but as you get out of the suburbs and rural areas, the only thing you're going to do is 4G LTE. That's all you're really going to get. You're not going to get that 5G. You're going to get that or that 5E that you see on your phone sometimes. You're going to just get your 4G or your 4G LTE. So a lot of things are still going to run off kind of a 2.4 gigahertz until technology really advances when it comes to wireless technology. ANT is a 2.4 gigahertz wireless and network protocol developed by Canadian company Dynastream Innovations, a subsidiary of GPS technology provider Garmin. Garmin acquired them in 2006. The ultra-low power, short-range wireless technology can enable devices to run on a coin cell battery for years. Let's think about that. Let me do some shout-outs, and I'm going to move on to one more thing, and I'm going to get out here for today. Let's see who's in the chat room. We said good morning to 187, and good morning, Charles Green. If you're in the chat room, guys, please give me a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to Financial Literacy 101. Now, I've got off a lot of topics when it comes to social media, but this particular one is very curious to me. It's not that egregious, it's not that outrageous, but it just goes to show you. Good morning, Keisha Pollard. Good morning. Thank you for joining me today. I'm not familiar with you, so if you're not a subscriber, go and subscribe to this channel. We do a lot of stock reviews during the morning. I also give debt management, ways to increase your credit score, also to increase, to wipe away collections off your credit report, investment savings, etc. But today, I usually don't do this, but I'm gonna go over this particular video that I want you guys just to see some of it. A lot of things have been happening in America when it comes to foundational Black Americans, aka African Americans, aka American descendants of slaves. And I just want to make you aware that the George Floyd incident, the protests, the rioting and looting has not changed the face of America in its dealing with Black people. Now, I'm not going to show anyone getting shot because we're still getting shot, we're still getting killed, but I'm going to show you something as simple as this one video right here. It didn't disturb me, so to speak, but it just kind of made me raise an eyebrow, okay? So I'm going to show you this really, really quickly. Hopefully you can hear it.
Hey, buddy. You're not in any trouble or anything? There is a burglary that happened. You kind of fit the description. Let me just make sure that you're not in, okay? All right? Okay, can I see your ID? Yeah. You literally, they said white tank top, black shorts. And they said that you had a beard, all right? So I'm not saying it's you.
Hold up. I gotta pause it. The police comes out the vehicle, right? He said, hey, buddy, hold on for a minute. You're not in any trouble or anything. But you fit the description. You fit the description. And if you go read this story, just type in or Google, black guy gets stopped by police while jogging. It's one of the latest stories out. And he said, you're not in any trouble or anything, but you fit the description of a robbery. Why would the police say you're not in any trouble or anything? But you also fit the description of a robbery. White tank top, black shorts, right? Black shorts, and the dude had a beard. I'm like, how many people in that neighborhood? This guy was jogging. And as we get through the video, you're going to see that this guy, is a former military police officer, okay? Former military police officer. And in the story, like, oh, he was impressed how calm he was. Because he was just like laughing. He was like, really? Like, you're just bothering. I'm just jogging, right? He's just jogging. What guy is just jogging down the street this off a robbery? Like in public daylight. He didn't cut through the alley. He didn't go through some sides. He didn't try to hide. He just jogging down the street. He doesn't have anything in his hands. Like, come on, family. Let's just watch the rest of this. This is crazy. This is crazy.
48 to 40.
He got Army on his shorts. Look at his shorts. It says Army. Right here. Army. He didn't show him his military ID card. Let me go back. He probably didn't see it.
So I'm not saying it's you.
Look.
Make sure that you're not him, okay? All right? Okay, can I see your ID? Yeah. You literally, they said white tank top, black shorts.
Look at this military ID.
You got a beard, all right? So I'm not saying it's you. It was a black male. Again, not saying it's you, buddy.
I'm not your buddy. You stop me. Call me buddy. Call me sir. Shoot.
48 to 40. Does the male have tattoos on him? And white beard, correct?
And by the way, family, I'm going to tell you what else important. I want you to look at a stock review I did about Exxon, AXON. Look at that stock. This is the same company I told you that gave a lot of police districts, a lot of police precincts, free body cameras. And this is a great stock to invest in. Just, FYI. We're still talking about money, but we're going to go over this police injustice, okay?
Got a mail over here, sitting with right now. 2,000 blocks of North Normandy, fits in the description. I'm verifying him right now to make sure it's not him. He's wearing an army, black shorts, white tank top, beard. So I'm just verifying it's not him.
Won't you say black male? It's okay. It's a black male with a beard with white tank top and shorts. Let me speed this up a little bit. Look how many, listen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 police cars, one guy and a cell phone, one black guy and a cell phone, 6 police officers.
Weren't at fault as well, but
let me rewind it. This is crazy. Yeah. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 police cars, one black guy. This is ridiculous. He was jogging with a cell phone.
That's what I was telling him, literally. If he's free to go, if he's not the one that was running loose.
Don't smile in my face. Ain't nothing funny. That's why the black guy ain't smiling. He like, this is typical in America. This is typical. I'm just jogging. I'm a vet. I'm just jogging. I fit the description. Black guy with a beard, white tank top and shorts. And see the black police, is that a black cop or a Hispanic cop? But if you notice, he didn't want to be on camera. He put that mask on. Nobody got, no, that's the Hispanic police who just walked up. The black guy don't even want to be on camera. He's like, I don't even want to be a part of this. I don't want to be shown on social media. He put his mask on, but nobody else has a mask.
You don't know that for sure. Like, you know what I mean? See, that's what I'm trying to say. See it through us. See it through our eyes.
Yeah, see it through your eyes. See it through your eyes, yeah. See it through your eyes. Yeah. That's how you have so many. Those guys are going home, we're coming in. Why don't y'all go back to the precinct then? Why you had to come on the scene of this? Why you had to come on the scene of this? The guy wasn't resisting. He stood still, no fast action. He has a cell phone, no pockets. There's no pockets in the Army shorts except an inside pocket in your Army shorts, about that big. That's how big the pocket is, family, in Army shorts. There's no pockets in Army shorts. So he doesn't have a weapon. Why you need 6 police cars? Oh, that's the off going and this is the oncoming. Why you guys are not patrolling the neighborhood? Why you guys are not stopping crime? Why you have all these people around one black guy with a cell phone talking about he fit the description? That show no aggression. He hasn't said anything disrespectful. He hasn't shown any aggression towards the police. You got 6 police cars. There's somebody getting killed in that city. There's someone abusing their boyfriend or girlfriend or their wife or husband in that city. There's someone breaking and entering in a car or a home in that city. You have 6 freaking police cars, 1 black guy. This is what you call a misuse of power. Exactly. What'd he say? Hold up, family. Did you just hear what this guy just said? This guy just said, I'm not trying to get shot over this, and laughed it off. Because he laughed it off in the sense of, I know this is not funny, but let me keep my calm about myself. He's like, I'm not trying to get shot over this. You get what I'm trying to say? I'm going to rewind it just a little bit. Because we need, you got to be careful, family. You got to be careful.
We appreciate you being very cooperative. Other people would just, I'm not trying to get shot over this. Listen, there's some mistakes people make, right? And it's because of their actions. I'm not saying that officers that have been involved shootings weren't at fault as well, but there's a times when we say things like, look how cooperative you were. Did things escalate? No, they didn't. No, because you did exactly what we told you.
Now he's preaching.
And as soon as
Okay. I can't do it. I'm gonna do a separate video. I can't do it. I can't do it, family. I'm about to do a separate video because he's preaching to this black guy like, oh, you see how civilized you were. You see that you wasn't acting a fool. You see like you wasn't acting like a nigga. So that's why it didn't escalate. Like, you unlawfully detained me because, oh, I fit the description. So I guess it's lawful because I fit the description of a black guy that's run away from a scene of a crime wearing a white tank top, black shorts, and a beard. Very distinctive. Okay. That's just like, I got detained coming out the military base when I was in the military of a military federal, not a military police, but a federal police told me I fit the description. Told me that I fit the description. And when I heard it over the radio, he said, yeah, we got someone who fit the description. He said, are you talking about, he said, yeah. He said, you talking about the 2005 Honda Accord, white Honda Accord? I was driving a 1995 Eagle Vision, gray. I fit the description. Then he said, oh, well, you fit the description of a dark-skinned, bald-head black guy. And I was like, first and foremost, it's dark. I got tinted windows. You couldn't see inside the vehicle. And if you did, when the light glared, you just described 50% of the black men on base. Black military guys, 50% of them have bald heads. Usually the older guys. Get the out of here, man. Get out of here with that. I'm going to do another video because I need to go over this again. I'm sorry. I'm out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired. I'm out.